2 years in the making, can the injury-hit Swifts snap their losing run against the Firebirds?
Into Thwaites, she can do no wrong.
Momentum is building for the Pulse as they take on the Tactics.
Kawinda, hot step, jump, and it goes. Wow.
Will the Fever go back-to-back against the struggling Steel?
Great feed, Medhurst.
And the only way is up for the Mystics when the record-breaking Thunderbirds touch down in Auckland.
Gee whiz, the Thunderbirds are impressive.
We start in Melbourne, where competition leaders, the Waikato Bay of Plenty Magic, return to Hisense Arena for the first time since their 2012 premiership win against the Melbourne Vixens. Head-to-head, each side boasted 4 wins in the competition's history. The hosts' attack made a confident start.
Sweet ball, Maddie Robinson into Bailey.
As expected, it was a tight affair between the 2 best defensive pairings in the competition.
Oh, brave move to go over the top of Jeevon Mentor, and she makes them pay.
But the shooters were up to the task. Tegan Caldwell led proceedings at the Vixens' end.
And Caldwell opens beautifully, the timing good from the Vixens' goal attack.
While Ellen Halpenny was on target for the visitors as they took a 1-goal lead into the first break.
There's the fake, beautiful move. Great timing on the base from Halpenny. Wrong-footed Mentor.
There was an intriguing contest between England teammates Jeeva Mentor and Joe Harton, who had to put their national loyalties aside in this Harmony Day round clash. At the other end of the court, Silver Ferns defenders Casey Kapua and Leanna De Brain kept the Vixens shooters at bay.
Kapua and De Brain, they have an invisible link.
But Bianca Chatfield and Mentor applied just as much pressure.
It's the settler. So not the desired effect.
Guiding the home side to a narrow lead midway through the second term.
And the Vixens, courtesy of Caldwell, hit the lead.
The momentum quickly swung back to the ladder leaders, though.
They're really breaking them open down there, just lovely switching of the moves.
As they opened up a 3-goal advantage at half-time.
Now look at this, Rasmussen. Easy does it.
So balanced, so complete. Has the ball on a string and space to burn, Grace Rasmussen.
Coming off an agonising loss to the Firebirds, the Vixens skipper inspired her side early in the third.
Oh, brilliant work, Chatfield.
It paid off as they slotted 4 goals on the trot. But the visiting defenders still had that touch of brilliance.
Oh, good switch from De Brain and rewarded for it. That's outstanding defence.
And their shooters converted, nailing 4 straight to open up a 6-goal margin.
Harton, and she likes it.
After 2 rounds warming the bench, Catherine Cox entered the match. And the Australian goaler went straight to work.
On the board, Cat Cox.
Back on home soil, Magic coach Julie Fitzgerald was kept on the edge of his seat as Cox converted again, narrowing the gap to just 5 goals at the final change.
Cat Cox pulls the trigger.
The Vixens continued to claw their way back early in the 4th quarter.
Oh, what a shot, Karen Bailey.
But with Kapua pouncing on every opportunity available, there was little hope for the home side.
Oh,
does it get better than
he
that?
hasn't played like that for years.
The visitors controlled the game down the stretch, easing their way to a 49-44 victory to remain undefeated this season and consolidate their place at the top of the championship table.
Absolutely stoked. We didn't want to be a team that just won in New Zealand against New Zealand teams, so to come over here and win all 4 quarters and to win in Australia, you've got to celebrate those small successes.
Yeah, I think we just needed something else. I think Casey and Liana were, they were defending so well and taking up a lot of space, and we just needed to open up and expose them a little bit more. So, we've got the talent to do it no matter who we have out there on court. So, there's no kind of probably end to blame. It's a bit of everyone needs to go home and think about it and come back and fight it out a bit harder next time.
A 3rd straight win was on the Central Pulse's agenda against the mainland Tactics in Napier. And with the best shooting accuracy after 3 rounds, the home side had every chance.
And an early, confident feed in from Lees to Van Dijk. A good start for the Pulse.
But the Tactics boasted a star shooter of its own. Maui Kumwenda shooting above 90% all season.
Oh, smart move from Kumwenda.
In her 80th ANZ match, Jolene Henry provided the perfect delivery into the circle.
Henry sighted in
at the other end, the Tactics were at times off target.
Kawinda free, too much on the pass. Clark heard the call.
They steadied to post the last 3 goals of the opening quarter and tied up at the first break. The second quarter started with costly errors from both sides. The Pulse settled and jumped out to a 4-goal lead thanks to some smart play by their veteran recruit Irene Van Dyke.
Biggest lead so far of the night.
Zoe Walker was doing her best to shut down the legendary shooter.
The Walker it is this time.
But the hosts put their foot on the accelerator in the final stages to take a handy 6-goal lead into half-time.
Experience of Henry knowing that there's only 4 seconds on the board.
Hunting their first win of the season, the Tactics needed to step up in the championship quarter.
Kawinda, hot step, jump, and it goes. Wow.
They can do everything out there.
And the athleticism of their Malawi import was breathtaking.
She's gone in, out, roundabout.
That display only inspired both sides to lift.
Well, we're seeing some silky skills.
But the Tactics, beaten by 36 goals last round, kept creeping closer.
Sure, there's the element of the showwoman too about Kawinda. Slaps the ball as she drags it in.
Their captain Anna Thompson got them to within 3.
Thompson nails it from range.
In a remarkable comeback, the visitors won the term 18-11 for a 1-goal buffer at the last change.
She's taking a leaf out of Latu's book, getting closer to the goal.
Tension was in the air in the nail-biting deciding quarter. But the Tactics held their nerve in the final stages with some slick movement. Kawinda finishing with 47 goals from 51 attempts.
Quick hands. Kawinda keeps the advantage to 2. 90 seconds to go.
As the Tactics pulled off a massive upset, beating their highly fancied opponents 55-53 for their first win of the 2014 season.
I'm so proud of the girls. You know, even in that game when we were down, we didn't drop our heads, and we, you know, we fought and we came back and played ball by ball, and you know, like Maui just was amazing in there and just shot 95% of the goals, I think. But yeah, she was amazing, and I think everyone just stood up at different times, so I'm really proud.
After the break, 4 in a row, can the Firebirds continue their dominance of the Swifts? And later, extending the streak, the Thunderbirds set their sights on a 17th straight win.
Of a Simon Lane, like I'd never figure out whether he was actually real. Don't be silly. Of course Simon Lane's real. You've seen the videos? I also saw Life of Pi. I thought that tiger was real for 2.5 hours. There's a lot of stuff you can do with a green screen, man.
Welcome back to the Highlights Show. The New South Wales Swifts placed their injury woes aside, naming defender Shani Layton and former Vixens midcourter Sarah Wall in their starting lineup to face the Queensland Firebirds in Sydney. After pushing the reigning champions, the Thunderbirds, all the way to the final whistle last round, the hosts were determined to remain in the top 4 with a win against their northern rivals.
Work. They used all their angles before they went tooth weights as the avenue to goal. And it's 3 zip here. They've skipped out to a blistering start.
Breaking call there against McMenamin. They are coach killers. Not only do you not want to break, but you don't want to break as a defender because the ball ends up so much closer to your opponent's shooting area. This is danger time here for the Firebirds. 4 minutes in, just the 1 goal. Must get a turnover.
Perfect pass. Thwaites juggles it. She turns, she spins, she scores at 6-1.
Oh, well done, McMenamin. Just got the outside hand to it. Anything in the air, the Firebirds defenders will pounce on.
And there's that lovely ball. Wonderful pass, even better take by Aiken, and that's where they can burn you straight down the centre of the court.
Oh, 1 pass too many. That's when you want to see Romelda Aiken turn and go to the post.
Bring it up, go shoot.
So the penalty advance. Imelda Aiken not giving the ball back quick enough.
I need to move it quickly. Into Thwaites. She can do no wrong. She's running red hot, Caitlin Thwaites. And what an opening 15 minutes here for the New South Wales Swifts. They started 2014 as the championship favourites, and they are living up to the hype. Thwaites, great take under enormous pressure. Oh, beautiful pass by Rebellion. A little slice back from Wild. She can't finish it, but there's the rebound. Queen, Aiken again. Under enormous pressure under that post.
That was great vision from Rebellion to see the ball and to let it go.
McCulloch Simpson, rather. Swifts are away with the turnover. So a surge from the Firebirds, but the Swifts have responded in impressive fashion.
So every time the Firebirds get the ball, they've just got to look into the circle. If it's Thwaites versus Leighton or Thwaites versus McCloma, you can throw it.
Advantage of structural in defence.
Well-balanced take from Caitlin Thwaites. They skip out to a 7-goal lead. Danger time here for the Firebirds. Two-on-one. Wild comes in to mop up and swatted away from by Leighton.
Well, it's going to be a long shot, so interesting to see who takes it.
Aiken.
Drains it.
This keeps McCloma away, and that's clutch shooting from Amy Wild against her former side, goal number 6. And they get back within 6 after trailing by 10 at quarter time. Valiant just shoving Kim Green from behind play.
Didn't neglect to mention at the start of this half that Rebellion has come back into centre. Verity Simmons makes her way back onto the court in that wing attack position.
They put 2 on the board consecutively, the Swifts. Inspiring stuff.
Oh, really a great take from Aiken, but it was a better challenge from Leighton. So the Swifts now under pressure to get the ball into the shooting circle. Beautiful delivery from Pratley. Off balance, doesn't make any difference, and there's 2 quick ones. Valiant forced to go backwards. Plenty of pressure being applied here by the Swifts. Oh, you can just see players flying at the ball. It is great to watch. It's such a good contest.
It's like car crash TV, isn't it? You want to watch with your hands up to your face.
Well, you think it is, and then it's just a magnificent contest. You know, there's very little body in it. Leighton did well to stay right out of it then.
All too easy for the New South Wales Swifts, and they're right on top here with 8 minutes to go.
I just do not know how Imelda Aiken gets her hands to those balls. She's incredible. Just the elevation and the strength.
Caitlin Thwaites rolls out and McLeod, away they go.
Probably the best passage of play that the Firebirds have had all afternoon. Really nice transition play.
Pratley, in the meantime, on her 30th birthday, looking to celebrate what's been a really hard-fought win here. And she knocks it down, Susan Pratley. Happy 30th birthday. What a start to the season for the New South Wales Swifts. They're back in the top 4. They moved to 3 wins and the 1 loss, but they were made to work for it.
For us, I mean, it was an up and down game. First half was really good, second half not so good, so there's a few things to work on, but gutsy team. We've got an amazing team, amazing personnel, and at the moment we're running on low, but we've got, you know, all these players coming in and doing such a great job for us. Wolsey was amazing today.
We just left our run a little bit too late. We were down by 10 goals in that first half, and that first quarter was just a really, really slow start for us, and we were just pegging it back, but we couldn't quite get there. So lesson learned, and yeah, obviously disappointing for us.
When we return, the Thunderbirds flex their premiership muscle against the Mystics, and winning on the road is a must for the West Coast Fever as they take aim at the Steel.
Affect you.
Welcome back to the highlight show. With a confidence-boosting win under their belt, the West Coast Fever needed to capitalise against the luckless Southern Steel. But it was the hosts who shot out of the blocks, slotting the opening 3 goals of the game.
Great opening shot from Brown, good confidence.
The match-up between Janelle Fowler-Reid and Ebony Beckford-Chambers was set to entertain.
It was a twist and a tangle, or a tango.
But the Fever goalkeeper was always going to have her work cut out against the tall Jamaican. The visitors could rely on Ashley Brazel for a quick turnaround.
Well done, Brazel.
But the Steel grabbed a 3-goal lead at quarter time thanks to their skipper. The visitors didn't have a great start to the second term.
Pittman desperately trying to keep it in court.
Looking to build on last week's thrashing of the Tactics, they soon found form.
Cool as a cucumber.
Natalie Medhurst and Caitlin Bassett gelling well in the circle.
Great feed, Medhurst. Great work, just deception with the ball.
But the Steel rose to a new level and tore away as Brown and Fowler-Reid nailed 7 straight. The hosts with a comfortable 8-goal advantage at half-time. The Fever returned from the break, reignited by several positional changes from Norma Plummer. Brazel moved to centre and the visitors were unstoppable as they slotted 5 straight to draw level.
Here to tie it all up. Oh, here we are, 40-all. What a fight back.
The West Coast outfit won the quarter, 20-15, but the Steel held a 3-goal lead going into the deciding term. In a thrilling final quarter, the Steel was desperate for their first win of the season.
Oh, well done, Francois.
And Fowler-Reid was doing everything to keep on top of Beckford-Chambers. And Brown played a pivotal role assisting her superstar import. But the Fever wouldn't go down without a fight, silencing the crowd as Bassett slotted 5 in a row.
It's all tied up.
Both sides were prepared to do anything to snatch the win.
Oh, what a collision. Bolton.
But in the final seconds, Fowler-Reid converted the crucial goal. She finished the match with 42 goals from 43 attempts as the Steel breathed a sigh of relief with a 66-65 victory.
You know, we've been on the wrong side for the first 3 rounds and we've been training really good as a team and everyone's put their heart and soul into watching all the losses and making sure. So it's just nice to have a W now.
Terrible. Yeah, they definitely hurt, and you know, I'm so proud of the girls to be able to fight back in that second half, but you know, that second quarter we really let ourselves down, and at the end of the day, yeah, we've only got ourselves to blame.
The long-awaited return of Silver Ferns defender Anna Harrison gave the winless Northern Mystics a boost for their home clash against the all-conquering Thunderbirds. And it didn't take long for her to make an impression.
Oh, there she goes. Well, that's what this home side has come to see.
In her 75th ANZ Championship match, Julie Corletto copped a blow to the nose.
Yep, one in the nose.
While the Thunderbirds put a dent in the scoreboard to lead by 3 at quarter time.
Beautifully finished by Bell.
Chasing a record 17th straight win, the visitors held the momentum early in the second term, extending their margin to 6. The Mystics reached new heights, rising to the challenge. And the battle between Laura Langman and Renee Hallinan in the midcourt was also a showstopper.
I'm loving Hallinan and Langman. They're equal in their skill.
The home side found a spark, nailing 3 in a row. But Thunderbirds shooter Carla Borrego was also on song under the ring.
Oh, brilliant. Wow. Outstanding.
The hosts weren't done with yet as they made an impressive fight back to draw level at half-time. The defending champions tightened their grip early in the third.
Oh, yes. Well done, Thunderbird defence.
They stamped their authority in attack too, slotting 6 consecutive goals.
Gee whiz, the Thunderbirds are impressive.
But the Mystics went on a mini run of their own with 3 straight.
Settler from Latu to get her balance.
Corletto conjured up some brilliance to ignite her side.
Corletto through! And that was a Corletto special.
As the winless Mystics went into the last quarter down by just 1.
Well, Borrego is an absolute rock at the moment.
Langman and Catherine Latu worked wonders in the Mystics' goal third.
Good draw from Tutai there. She pulled her player away.
The visitors took a leaf out of their opponent's book to stop the Silver Ferns shooter.
Ovens! They saved it till towards the end.
Then, with just 2 minutes remaining, the Thunderbirds suffered a devastating blow.
Oh no. Oh, this looks... No.
Lee Waddington stretched it from the court after a nasty fall. A timely intercept by Harrison turned the game as the Mystics converted to snatch a 1-goal lead. But Erin Bell held her nerve in trademark fashion to send the match into extra time.
Oh, Erin Bell! How good is that?
In a tight first period, Borrego gave the visitors a narrow lead through some sheer class.
Oh, beautiful feed. And great draw from Bell.
But after trailing by a goal at the changeover, experience made the difference for the home side as their skipper led by example.
Oh, that's Tutai at her best.
Latu was also unstoppable as the hosts jumped out to a 3-goal lead. And at the other end of the court, one of the Mystics' rising stars pulled off the game clincher.
That could be the play of the match.
Latu added the finishing touch as the Mystics finally broke their 11-game losing run with a 71-68 victory.
Oh, mate, I feel like a whole weight's been lifted off our shoulders. We've trained so hard last week. Sorry, I was going to swear. You're allowed. It's been a long time coming. I'm super stoked, and the girls worked really hard today. I was very proud.
We were so close. I think, Erin shot a great goal at the end of full time to get us into overtime, and 2 up at the half time of that, but we just, probably panicked a little bit, and we just probably, didn't consolidate when we should have.
So the Thunderbirds suffer their first loss in the competition since round 2 of last season, going down to the Mystics in extra time. The Steel and Tactics also broke their droughts, beating the Fever and Pulse respectively. The Swifts celebrated a hard-fought win over the Firebirds, and the Magic kept their winning streak alive, beating the Vixens in Melbourne. The Magic are the only undefeated team after 4 rounds. They lead the way on 8 points. The Swifts, Thunderbirds and Vixens complete the top 4. The Pulse and Firebirds are next on 4 points, followed by the Fever, Steel, Mystics and Tactics on percentages. The defending premiers kick off round 5 with a visit from the Steel. The Firebirds welcome the Mystics. The Magic face the Fever, the Tactics entertain the Vixens and the Swifts line up against the Pulse. Well, the upsets came thick and fast in another exciting round of the ANZ Championship, the best netball league in the world. Join us again next week when we do it all again. Until then, from me, Keely Devery, Jacqueline Charters and all the team at The Highlight Show,